Right.
Right. Now, for those of you all who are joining in, there is a questionnaire that's put in the chat box. This is for all of you to ask your questions, and we'll take those questions. We're monitoring the questions on the Google form responses, so we'll be taking your questions. So the first question, Umesh, is from Aditri Kallur.
Right.
So Aditi Kallur is saying, how does the whole program work? Please give us details. So
Right. Cool. So we'll address that. I hope you have seen the agenda of the program. So do you all know where to check the agenda? So it is on the event page, the InstaMojo event page. So let me share that page with everyone. All right. So before I go there, so just would like to understand how many of you have already registered for the Design Hackathon? You can probably send a message saying yes, so that we can have a count. Actually, we should have had a poll here. We didn't have a poll, but if you have already registered, you can send a yes message in the chat, such that we understand how many of you have already joined. Okay, but yeah, meanwhile, so I hope you're able to see my screen here, isn't it?
Yeah, Umesh, it's available. It's visible.
So yeah. So if you scroll down here, we have a detailed event page. Okay, so the event is a 2-day online event. Starts on the 10th of 18th November, 10 a.m. on 18th November. The day 1 will end at 6 p.m. Day 2 again starts on 19th November at 10 a.m. till 6 p.m. Okay, and the agenda of each of the days are also given here. So of course, the day 1 starts off with a little inauguration, and the theme for the particular for DH2023 will be announced between 10 and 10:35, and then on the day 1 we'll be doing 3 steps of the design process. There are totally 6 steps, so we'll be doing the 3 steps on day 1 and 3 steps on day 2. So so each of these steps will be begin with a small education slot, which kind of briefs all the participants about that step, the importance of step, and how to go about it, followed by a small workshop showcasing certain AI tools, how we can use AI tools to accomplish that particular step, and followed by a panel discussion. So the panel discussion would be primarily about that particular step. The panelists will be explained by the audience, such that they can proceed with the problem statement or that particular step. To help you understand, step 1 is problem identification and validation. Step 2 is discover deeper insights of the user. Step 3 is ideation and validation of the problem and generating ideas. And step 4 is documentation and presentation. Step 5 is creating the final 1-minute video. So as an outcome of DHU, in fact, we will be giving all the steps that are required for a participant to create a video, even if they have never created a video in the past. So we will be teaching them how to create that 1-minute video using the technology tools that are available, right? And then last step will be uploading the 1-minute video and kickstarting the promotion of their solution. All right. Now, the majority of the thing will be guided. So each step will be guided by the design professionals, right? Followed by a small workshop showcasing hands-on how to do that step, followed by a panel discussion. All right. So this is how the entire 2 days will be done beyond.
All right. So again, a lot of information. So let's break that up for everybody. All right. Firstly, Umesh, I think, um, does someone need to have prior knowledge of design, prior knowledge of sketching? Do you need any prior knowledge to participate in this? Because I don't know AI and Chat GPT. So can I participate?
Yeah, that's a fantastic question. Thanks for asking, Dion. So the event is designed in such a way that even a novice who has no exposure to the three important aspects that we will be covering, that is empathy, design thinking, and Chat GPT or Gen AI. So even a novice will be able to understand, learn, and implement and see the outcomes. So everything will be uh, literally spoon fed for the students or the participants to understand and implement. All right. So they need not have used Chat GPT before. So we will in fact tell them how to create an account and how to access it. What is Chat GPT? Uh, what are the ways we can harness the power of Chat GPT and apply it to the design thinking? Everything will be taught step by step. Of course, I mean, there will be different ranges of students with different experiences, but we basically do the event in such a way that even though somebody is just beginning, right? So they will be able to pick that knowledge up and move forward. For example, somebody who already knows those, so they can probably be independent and they can start working on their own.
All right. That sounds good. That sounds good. But also another thing that crossed my mind, and some of the students were asking me, with Chat GPT, I don't know coding. So do I need to know coding to participate in this?
Okay, so that is because of lack of awareness and exposure. Okay, so we are not creating a Chat GPT. All right, we will be using the Chat GPT. Okay, like for example, we are using the Zoom as an application, right? So you all know how to log in, how to switch on your unmute yourself, switch on your video, switch off the video, screen share. These are the various tools that are given by Zoom, right? So there are two aspects, right? One is creating an application like Zoom for which coding is required, using an application like Zoom for which no coding is required, right? So in the event, we will be using the Chat GPT as a tool, right? For example, let us say you're all watching Instagram posts, reels, and etc. etc. Do you require coding to access that information, to see the posts, so to comment on the reels? You don't require any coding, right? So similarly, designers have actually made the Chat GPT accessible for people like us, such that we can use the tools to get the benefit out of it. So the short answer is you don't require to know coding to use Chat GPT.
Okay, that sounds awesome. The next question we got Design Hackathon is spread over multiple days. So what is that? Because from here I see only 18th and 19th, but someone's
Right.
told us that it goes around for many days. So can you just clarify that?
Right. Okay. So as it clearly mentioned on the website as well, so it is a 2-day event, all right, which is happening on 18th November, that is Saturday, and 19th November, which is a Sunday, right? So it is a strictly 2-day event. Generally, design hackathon or basically any hackathon is time bound. All right. So all people come together, they solve a problem, okay, and there will be an outcome at the end of the event, and generally it will be like 24 hours, maximum event. So it's basically a 2 days event. However, the outcomes that come out of this event, right? So like the 1 minute videos, they will be posted on the social media. So we encourage the participants to post it on social media. So we will tell how it has to be done. And that window of promotion can be for maybe 10 days or something like that, during which the participants are encouraged to share and garner as many likes and comments as possible onto those videos that they have created. So it is strictly a 2 day event, and it starts at 10 a.m. on 18th of November and it ends at 6 p.m. 19th of November.
Cool. That sounds great. Now, let's go to the session itself. Maybe if you could scroll down a little bit, Umesh.
Yeah.
Okay. So to day one, we have the inaugural session. So what can we expect that happens in the inaugural session? Because I see something like theme and theme briefing. So that sounds pretty interesting.
Yeah. So, so there will be a small keynote speeches by the eminent designers. All right. So not spanning more than 5 minutes per designer. So maybe 3, 4 designers may talk about the event and the importance of the empathy, design thinking, and AI. But primarily, the inauguration is meant to announce the theme. So, in fact, the Design Hackathon 2023 is the 5th edition. This is the 5th time we are organizing. It's a pan-India event. Now, in the past as well, for every Design Hackathon, we announce a theme on the day of the event. Now, for example, the 2022 theme, which was last year, theme was India at 100. And the Design Hackathon's theme prior to that in 2021 was reuse and refuse. Now, this theme sets a context to the entire event, right? So, of course, the theme is not announced prior to the event. It is only announced on the day of the event, such that the enthusiasm and the freshness of the thought process is kept alive. If a theme has been announced prior, what happens is everybody will have their own preconceived notions of how they would want to answer that or attend that particular theme. So what happens is, by announcing only on that day, everybody comes there with a blank slate, and they follow the steps that is being taught in the Design 2-day Design Hackathon, and they follow the steps and they solve the problems. All right. So, and once the theme is announced, there will be a further briefing on how the theme can be interpreted, and what does the theme means, and the scope of the theme will be discussed.
Got that. But you now, so you have a general theme, but how, do we have to come up with a problem? Do we have to come up with a solution? How does that work?
Yeah. So one of the biggest challenges that everyone faces, especially the creative people faces, is that it's not about solving the problem, but it is about finding the problem. Okay. In fact, many famous designers, prominent designers, also uh, echo this idea that a designer's purpose is to find problems. Okay. There are so many people to come up with solutions, different solutions, but the key is finding the right problem. All right. Now, I'm sure many of the hackathons, what happens is they give a specific problem and everybody is working on trying to solve that problem. Okay. But this is Design Hackathon. So it has to be special and it has to echo the mindset of designers. And we want to inculcate the thought process in the participants. So here we give a theme, and we enable and empower the participants to find a right problem that is worth solving. All right. And you may ask, okay, how do we do that? So we will give you the tools and techniques and tips to help you find the problem. So your change of mindset is happening right from the first hour of the event itself. So you're learning how to find problems, and not just find the problems, but find a problem that is worth solving. What do I mean? If you solve the problem, you are actually creating billions of dollars of value. You're adding that value to the economy and to yourself, of course, if you become successful, right? So yes, we will help you find a problem that is worth solving and unique for your own self.
Fantastic. That sounds very interesting, Umesh. Now, there's a question from Lisha Agarwal, right? So Lisha is asking, does the solution to the problem, does it need to be 100% practical, or can it be fast-reached using imagination?
Right, right. Okay. So that's a fantastic question. So especially when we are uh, addressing a problem, all right, there can be different levels of solutions. Okay, so certain depending on the kind of context or the problem that we are attending. Okay, for example, let me take the fantastic examples. Okay, so Design Hackathon 2021 grand winner, overall winners problem and solution, and the 2022 overall winners problem and the solution. All right. So I think we have them here. They are also given here. So let me see all category winners, and this is the overall winner. All right. So guys, you can actually scroll down and watch this 1 minute video. But before that, let me just give you a quick briefing. All right. See, the DH21 overall winners problem and solution was very, very current and practical in nature. All right. So it can be implemented there and then by individuals from various regions across the world, and find a solution and give a solution. And they have provided that methodology for the solution. Okay. Whereas Design Hackathon 2022 is a problem of the future. So because the theme was India at 100, so there are 25 years ahead, right? So they were addressing a problem in the future, and the solution was also something that can be enabled in the future. But they are proposing a solution now. So depending on the context and the problem that you are attending, it can be either practical, which can be implemented immediately, or it can be futuristic. But again, it has to be a foreseeable future, a possible future, not that it cannot be totally outlandish. All right. Yeah. So the answer is it can be both practical or it can be completely futuristic. And I would recommend you to go through these winners videos such that you will get a deeper understanding of the final outcome, how to give the final outcome, and also the practicality of the ideas.
Yeah. So, in fact, one of the previous year winners is here. Kalash R is here in this group. So, happy to see you,
Oh,
Kalash.
who's here?
Kalash R from, I forget the name of the school.
Carmel.
Right. Okay.
Which one? Which one? Carmel. Yeah, Carmel Academy.
Ramal Academy.
Yes.
All right. Okay.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
Nice
Good to see you
guys.
here. Right. So, Umesh, if you can scroll back up to that agenda. So now we
Yeah.
understood the importance of the problem solving part, or problem identification part. All right. So now, how does someone actually help me? Do they talk to me? Do I get a mentor? Do they do it online? How does that happen?
Right. Okay. So each of the steps will start with a macro education slot in which we will give you an overview of that particular step with examples, with real life examples of how that problem statement was identified, and etc. etc. Right. That is followed by using certain tools and techniques to accomplish that particular activity. For example, problem identification, all right, for a particular theme. Now, how do you identify a problem worth solving related to that theme, right? And in this particular case, we will be leveraging the tool of Chat GPT. So we will be helping you with certain prompts that you can use to find answers. All right. And so once that little demonstration is done, we will enable you to use that demonstration, use the prompts, and do your own research. Come up with your own problem uh, that is worth solving. Okay. Similarly, once you have, let us say you have 5, 6 problems, and you want to know which problem is worth attending to. So we will also help you with the prompts to feed in ChatGPT to help you understand which is the problem that is worth solving. So here we'll be using ChatGPT as a mentor, as a design mentor, right? So in the previous design hackathons, there used to be physical mentors one-to-one, but in this particular design hackathon, so we'll be using technology as your mentor. So we will help you how ChatGPT can be used in the role of a design mentor to help you solve the problem that you are trying to handle.
That's
Okay?
amazing. Amazing. All right. So briefly, what we'll do is cover the few steps because there are a few more questions coming in. So we finished the aspect of problem identification and validation. Discover insights. What does that typically mean in step 2?
All right. So once you have identified a problem worth solving, all right, so what do you do next? So you go into the user studies. All right. So here as well, we will help you create a persona. All right. So depending on the kind of problem that you are creating, so you will be creating a persona, you will be understanding the point of views from their perspective. Okay. And you try to derive the insights. So the discovering of the deeper insights will be enabled in multiple ways. One is by using the technology, and other way is by enabling you to know the different methods through which observational methods through which you can actually visually interact with the user if he is around you and gain insights. So finding deeper insights will happen through two different means. One is through technology, one is through your observation of your surroundings and interaction with the user. Just to give you a small example of what a deeper insight means. Okay, so I would like to give an example of design of a toothbrush for kids basically. Okay, so now the toothbrushes are very different for the kids and for the elders. Okay, because it has been evolved. But few years ago, like 20 years ago, okay, the children toothbrush was a miniature version of the adult toothbrush. There was no difference. Okay, so it had a stem and then bristles on the at the end of it, and they used to look the same. Maybe the difference was color, right? The kids toothbrush was more colorful, and the adults toothbrush was more straightforward, like more sober, right? So I think it was either Procter and Gamble or Oral B. They have approached IDEO. IDEO is one of the oldest design firms, design studios in the world, a very prominent one. They approached IDEO and they said that, okay, so we want to increase the sale of kids' toothbrush. Now, the toothbrush in the market of kids look almost the same. Every other company has the same kind of a miniature version of the adult toothbrush. So they want to basically make that particular toothbrush visually more appealing, such that kids would prefer that. Okay, so that was the marketing brief that was given to IDEO. Now IDEO, it had very pioneering designers like Tom Kelly, David Kelly. So what they did was they took it in a different approach. Okay, applying the empathy and design thinking process. So what they did is, okay, this is your requirement. We read your requirement as you want to increase the sale of kids toothbrush of your company. That is fine. How it has to be done, how it has to be designed, you leave it to us. And what these designers did was they have gone into the homes of people who have kids, and they have observed how kids used to brush their teeth. What is the problem? And they also observed how the adults used to brush their teeth. Now, as an adult, you hold your brush like this, like a toothbrush like this, and then you brush, right? And what they observed was that the kid was holding the toothbrush in this fashion. You see the difference? Okay, so they're completely grabbing the entire stem of the toothbrush, and they were doing like that. And in the process, they were basically hitting the cheeks, and they're not able to brush their teeth properly. And that is a deeper insight of a problem of a user. Now, that deep insight had led to an understanding that the children grip is very, very different than the adult grip. So the children toothbrush required a different form to enable the children to hold the brush and brush nicely. So that insight discovery has led to design of a toothbrush for the kids, which was quite plump in nature. Even if you see the current kids toothbrushes, they will be fat in nature, fat and roundish in nature, such that they can easily hold them, and they can hold at the end and comfortably brush the teeth instead of holding them almost the entire toothbrush and then hitting the cheeks, right? So this is an example of discovering of deeper insights through human observation. And since we also have the technology, we can also take the help of technology to identify the needs of a particular age group or a particular segment of people.
Yep, absolutely. So for those of you who have got an idea of what this deeper insights mean, discovering deeper insights mean, please type in yes so that we know that you got that. Umesh, if you can check the messages as well, that would be interesting. Yeah.
Yes.
Cool. So we're getting yeses.
Yeah, we're getting
Umesh,
yeses.
if you can,
yeah.
If you can scroll up a little bit, there's a couple of messages which I've sent you as well. You can look at that. Right. So now you spoke about a toothbrush and things like that. But what if someone's interested in designing like a graphic or a communication, right? Do we have to only design products here, or is there anything else that we can design?
Right. So a solution for a problem can be either in the form of a tangible product or an intangible experience. All right. So you basically look around yourself, think about it. Any solution that you are using fall under only these two categories. Either it is tangible experience or intangible experience. Okay, so the tangible experience, we are calling it as a product. The product can be either a tool like a pen or a brush or a shoe, or maybe a piece of furniture, or maybe an automobile, or maybe clothing, the dress that you use, or the spectacles, anything. That is all tangible. And then the intangible experiences are those that you kind of garner when you are going through certain environments or certain usage of certain interfaces. For example, when you are trying to book your meal on Swiggy, you have a different experience that is intangible, right? So of course you're touching your mobile phone, but everything that is happening, the experiences are crafted in your mind, right? Okay, so for example, you see, I mean, you're making a choice between masala dosa, idli, and biryani, right? So you're not touching them, you're only seeing them and experiencing them in your mind, right? So those are intangible experiences. So that will go under the service category. So your end solution can be a tangible product, or an intangible experience like a UI, UX, or an animation or a graphic design or anything like that. So the methodologies that we'll be teaching you are applicable for both the scenarios.
All right. Can I even sketch my idea out? Is that sufficient?
Oh, yes. Yes, yes. So you'll be pleasantly surprised to know that we'll be introducing certain AI tools that will enable you to visualize your ideas more faster in a more professional manner. So you don't need to be a great sketcher to communicate your ideas by drawing. Even if your visual communication through sketches is pretty okay, if you're able to draw lines, circles, ellipses, and etc., that is good enough. We will help you in terms of using the technology to convert those into powerful ideas for you to communicate your ideas.
Okay, that
Okay.
sounds good. That sounds good. Okay. Uh, the next part is so we finished the deeper insights, ideation. I'm sure we've covered it here just now. And now the documentation and presentation part of it, and creating the 1 minute video. This is something that sounds very scary to me because I'm not used to making videos. So could you elaborate on that?
Right, right. So it is natural to feel scary about something that you have not experienced before. Okay, it is perfectly normal. That is called as human, right? And that is what differentiates us with the AI. So if you're having that feeling, I'm glad that you're not an AI. You're a human. So now, see, you may have, or each one of us may have fantastic ideas and solutions in our mind. Okay, but it is an art to communicate those in crisp fashion that people can understand. All right. So here again, we will give you a methodology of communicating your problems that you're trying to solve and the ideation process and solutions in a specific manner, in a specific format. So in fact, we will be using Canva as a tool to generate this 1 minute video. Now, we had seen in the past, so many students have expressed the doubts and inhibitions, but we have seen that after knowing how to do them, they have done fantastic videos. And with the introduction of AI, it becomes even more easier now. Okay. So, for example, to generate a 1 minute script, okay, so we will help you how you can concise your concept or whatever you want to tell within 1 minute. Again, using certain tools, but what to be communicated has to come from you. Refinement can be done by AI, right? And similarly, the compiling of the slides, we will be having small workshops, small steps will teach you how to create the Canva document, how to compile them, how to add music, how to record your own voice, and how to create the entire video under a minute. Now, this is a very essential, invaluable tool even for you as a person, because later on, if you want to communicate any of your ideas for any of your presentations, you will learn them very quickly, and you can actually see them, implement them, and see the outcome under 5 minutes. So we will be simplifying the process in such a way that you should be able to do it under 5 minutes, this 1 minute video.
Awesome. That sounds
Right.
exciting. Right. Now let's go to a few questions that have been asked on the groups, right? So there's a question from Kalash who's saying all our team members have registered separately as instructed. Can you tell me how we can form our teams? How will you know that we are a team?
Right. Yes, yes. So most team participants are awaiting for this information. So as you're all are aware, so tomorrow between 3 to 5 p.m., so we will be having the DH orientation, right? So in that, we will be explaining you how you can form your teams and how you can communicate that with us, with the organizers. and we'll be assigning a team number accordingly to you. So this would happen in tomorrow's orientation.
Yeah. So Rohit, if you can share the communication for tomorrow's orientation link in this chat box today, people can click and register and get ready for tomorrow's orientation. Umesh, on the next.
Sure, Leon, I'll share it right away.
Yeah, yeah. Umesh, the next question is from Lisha Agarwal, who's saying, what are some things that participants generally find very hard?
So very lovely question. Okay, so this reminds me of what design thinking process is all about. Okay, so the pioneers of design thinking has basically uh, categorized the world problems into two areas. Okay, uh, some problems are called as the simple problems and more complex problems. So simple problems and complex problems. So they have also coined a name called as wicked problems. Okay, so the complex problems are called as wicked problems. What are these problems? See, so for majority of the problems that you encounter in life, you have a specific yes or no. Okay, for example, okay, let us say you have two choices between dosa and idli. Your mom has given you two options. Which one you want? Okay, you want to have dosa or idli for breakfast. So the answer is okay, either dosa or idli. It's very categorical, very specific. Now, complex problems are the wicked problems do not have a yes or a no. All right. So these are the complex problems. Let's say now you have to decide. Let us say there is a school event happening tomorrow in your school where there are 300, 400 participants, and then you have to decide a menu for them, a breakfast menu for them. Now, can you come up with an easy answer saying, okay, dosa for everyone or idli for everyone? No, it is a complex problem. It's a wicked problem, right? So, to solve such kind of a wicked problems, the design thinking process is adapted. And the design thinking process itself is such a way that it is very uh, complex in nature. So all the people who will be going through the design thinking process, one thing is for sure, they will be going through a roller coaster ride, right? So the 2 days of time, you will be experiencing lots of ups, downs, ups and downs, and ups and downs, and ups and downs. This is the life of a designer. I don't know if you find it exciting or if you find it, oh my God, okay. But this is the life of a designer because he is trying to find a solution to a complex problem where the answer is not a simple yes or no. So naturally, they will have to go through a series of ups and downs, and it will be a chaotic experience. But through that chaos, the beautiful outcomes come. If there is no chaos, there is no beautiful outcome, right? So one thing that you can definitely experience is a roller coaster ride in solving wicked problems. Okay, but what I would suggest, or I mean, this is a very important attitude and aptitude for a designer, right? And of course for the entrepreneurs or anyone who would like to solve complex problems. Now you should be open for learning, okay, and you should overcome the fear of failure. Now, what does that mean? So, see, as every step you're taking forward, you're learning something new in the process and you're gaining new insights, which basically challenges your mindset of, or basically the concepts of what you have come previously. So, you should be willing to change and overcome that difficulty of thought process and welcome the new changes and navigate your way through this chaos by the help of empathy, design thinking, and ChatGPT. And yes, the panelists are always there for you to answer your questions. So you can express your doubts the way that you are writing it in the form. So those questions will be picked up by the panelists and they will answer your queries one to one. That's number one. Secondly, we will be assigning ChatGPT as your design mentor through few prompts. So you can actually ask ChatGPT, who is taking the role of a design mentor for you, to help you solve the confusions that you have. So that way also you can navigate forward. All right. So these are certain difficulties that you may face: the lack of clarity, confusion, not knowing what to do, what the step next you have to do. But these are all the challenges that we will help you to overcome as we move forward.
All right, all right. So hopefully at the end of it, we'll have some very good, beautiful outcomes. Now, there's another question from Disha Agarwal who's asking, the 1 minute videos that will be taken, that we need to make, do we have to post them on social media and gather likes, views, comments, or any other criteria? Is there some criteria for that?
Right. Yes. So with that question, I believe that uh, they're not asking why we have to post. All right. I think the question is more about what is the criteria of the social media promotion. Is that correct, Dion?
Yeah, maybe, yeah. No, is that a parameter? Is that a criteria for judgment?
Oh, yeah. It is one of the criteria or a parameter for the judgment. Now, promotion is a very, very important aspect of the problem solution. Okay. Now, you see, it is all about getting validation from the users. Now, you may propose a particular solution, but if you're not bringing it in front of the people, you do not have any kind of a validation. You don't know people like it, don't like it, what are their views, etc., etc. So the social media promotion acts in multiple ways. Okay, number one is a tool of validation for you to understand, okay, what you have done is correct or wrong, or is it right or wrong, or how people are perceiving it. That's number one. Number two is for promotion and self branding. Right now, once you put that particular process and the solution out into your own network and etc., people start recognizing that, hey, this student is doing something valuable, and they create positive impression on your efforts. So it is also helpful for your self promotion. All right. So we give certain weightage for the self social media activity that you will be taking up. Okay, and we will be counting the likes, comments, and shares of that particular post. Okay, and that would carry certain weightage in the total, in the overall judging of the entry.
All right, all right. Umesh, there's a question from Akshi who's asking, how many members can be in one team?
There could be about 5 members per team. More than five, it will be too complex even between you. In fact, if you see the winners profiles, overall winner profiles, 2021, there were two team members, right? Two members in the team. In 2022, there were 5 team members. Okay, so it is very important or beneficial to have a team member. If you don't have a team member, please find a team member and ask them to join. Now, they need not be interested in design itself. They should be interested in solving problems, whether it is related with computer science, medical, politics, sports, etc., etc. If they are a creative person, that is enough. All right. Now, why a team member is important is, number one, in this journey of design thinking, where it is very chaotic in nature, having a partner definitely helps to have conversations, to share your emotions and move forward. That's number one. Number two is you can share your skills. If you see the outcome of the 2022 Design Hackathon, they have put up a nice animation with a great voiceover and presentation and etc. It is definitely not possible with the one single person, right? So having a team is always good. So a limit is 5 people in a team. Beyond that, it becomes a market. I mean, everybody has their own opinions and nothing will happen. So 5 is a good number. So anything between 2 to 5 is a good team. Of course, you can also participate individually if you want to, but I highly recommend that you find a team and collaborate. Other interesting feedback that we have got from the previous hackathons is that, see, design or solving complex problems is not a single person's forte. You need to have a team, and you need to also understand the team dynamics. And this is a great opportunity to cultivate those team dynamics and understand and work in a team. Okay.
All right. Amit Arora is asking, is the hackathon online or offline at a DQ Lab Center?
It is a 2-day online event, so you can attend the event from your home or from your school or your workspace, anywhere that you're comfortable with. You don't have to come to DQ Labs at all. In fact, we'll be having participants all across India, so they'll be attending from their respective places.
So if it's a team of say 4-5 members, they don't need to be at the same place, right? They can be anywhere in any part of it.
Yeah, they can be anywhere. They can be anywhere. And it is very interesting to know that the overall winners of DH21 and 22, they have worked remotely, right? So even though they belong to the same city, but they were working from their individual homes. And this is another important skill that is required in this contemporary situation where you should be able to collaborate and work in teams remotely as well.
Okay. Now, another thing that just struck me is, do people need to make prototypes or working prototypes? Do they need to just sketch things out? What is expected out of it?
Yeah. So a working prototype is pretty much welcome. In fact, the DH21 overall winner, they have actually made a beautiful prototype, and which can be worn and used, and they have taken very good photographs and submitted it. Right. So yes, we encourage you to create physical prototypes. See, if it is something from the future, definitely you will not be able to create that kind of a prototype and etc. But yeah, I mean, if you're talking about the intangible experiences, so if you're creating certain UX UI designs or VR experiences, animations, etc., so you can definitely create digital prototypes. For the other areas, the tangible ones, there as well you can create physical models if you have the capacity. It is not mandatory, but if you have the capacity, if you have the bandwidth, if you have access to the materials and etc., you are welcome to do that. And we highly appreciate team members taking that additional effort to showcase their ideas through 3D models and etc. So it will also be very, very beneficial for you to do that.
Okay, that sounds good. Does anyone have more questions? Because this would be the perfect time to ask these questions. So Ishani Das is asking, I missed the first 10 minutes. Could you repeat the information about posting in social media? Now, at this point of time, I just would like to announce that if people have missed some part of the session, we are also live streaming this on YouTube. So you could go onto YouTube, the DQ Labs channel, and you can watch the entire recording of this, whichever parts of it that you've missed. Rohit, if you could share the link of that YouTube live session out here in the message, that would be great. Danusha S is asking, we have a team, can we have teammate preferences on the day of the event?
The teammate preference on the day of event would be very difficult. It will be very last minute. All right. So we would request you to form your teams at least 3 days prior to the event. So that way we'll also have the time to match up the correct team members of the information that you have given and assign a team number. Okay, because there will be a lot of participants participating. Any last minute additions, changes, etc. would be very difficult to accommodate. So cutoff can be considered as 3 days prior to the event.
All right. Now, Navya Jain is asking, if we have registered as a group or a family, will we be still put into larger groups?
Right. So let me just clean up the confusion here. So the groups or families, the category of group or family is for participants who are basically from same community or a group. Let us talk about a family. So a family of like two parents, maybe a brother, sister, or siblings of different age groups. So they can come together and also participate. So that is considered as a family. If you're talking about a group, the group is of, let's say, professionals of different calibers, like maybe a software professional, a doctor, and a financier, and they are coming together to participate and understand the design thinking process. So that is considered as a group. Students of same age, they will have, let's say 5 students of grade 11 are participating. They have to be competing with the students bracket of grade 11 and 12. They will not be considered as a group, under group, right? So if you have if there is any confusion, you can reach out to us and we can help you do the needful.
Cool. Sounds good. Now, Shriyash Shethe has a question, but the question is more relevant to me. So, Shriyash, please connect with us directly after this meeting, and we can discuss that question. Right? So that is, it would be great to have you on board. Yep. Right. So, Madiha Mariam is asking, how do we connect with other hackathon members prior to make a team?
Right. Okay. So, couple of things. You want to team up with a new student or new participants. Yeah, that's the idea.
Yeah. So how do I know who else has registered so I can team up with them?
Yeah. So what we can do is shortly we'll be creating a Discord group in which you can introduce yourselves, you can express your interest, and if somebody of similar interest finds, you can definitely create a group. Okay. But what I would like to highly suggest is look for a team member within your network. Okay, it need not be from your school, it need not be from your apartment complex, but then let us say an ex-friend from a different school, etc. Okay, and it'll be nice because you would have some kind of a familiarity with each other, and you would know your skill sets, your strengths, weaknesses. That way you can team up nicely and work. All right, so it's up to you. I'm just giving a suggestion. Right?
Yeah, and so building on that, there's the next question from Sindhuja Gauru, who's saying, we have registered as a group of 5, all 11th graders. Will we be competing with the same age group?
Yeah. So you'll be competing with the same age group of grade 11 and 12.
Yeah.
Right.
So maybe on this line, we could, if everyone could look at the screen, Umesh's screen, and you see to choose the option to pay, right? So fees for class 8 to 10, Umesh, if you can go up. So anyone participating in class in 8th, 9th or 10th grade will be competing in that group. Anyone in
either
grade 11
individually
and 12,
or a team. Yeah. Sorry for that.
Yeah. So anyone in grade 11, 12, they will be participating or competing with each other, right? So you have these categories, UG, PG, and freshers, right? Umesh, if you can scroll down a little more. Yeah. Professionals and employees. So there are a lot of professionals from companies who would like to participate. They could do that as well. Homemakers and teachers. Please tell your teachers to participate as well and your parents to participate as well. They could either participate as homemakers or professionals or employees or owners, business owners. So this is for everyone, right? And if you'd like, and we'd be very happy if your parents and your extended family could participate as well. If you have elder brothers, younger siblings, let them participate as well. It'll be a good, fun Sunday and weekend activity. So, yep. So that's that. So Sindhuja Gauru, your question has been answered as well. We hope that we've answered all questions. And could you just give us a thumbs up if you've registered, right? All those who have registered and are here, please give us a thumbs up so that we have some understanding. And those who have not registered yet, thank you. Thank you, Sahiti and Kailash. So thank you to those who have given in the job. Yep. For those of you who have not registered yet, please do not waste time. Please make sure that you all participate and register immediately, because tomorrow is the orientation session for those who have registered. Rohit, please post that message again. Post the message again for tomorrow's orientation. So those who have registered, only they will be given a communication, because we know that those have registered. So we're going to give them a set of communication, a different set of communication. So if you've not registered yet, please do so, and you all can attend tomorrow's session.
Right. So Dion, I would like to just add the benefit for the students and the participants, why they have to attend. Okay, so most of the attendees here, if they are appearing for the design entrance exams, etc., there are three very specific benefits that they get by participating in this. Number one is the outcome of this particular event can directly go into their portfolio as a proper design project. All right, so that's the first benefit. The second benefit is that they get a hands-on experience of the entire design process, right? Which it's a proper 2-day event. So the 2 days of rich experience, hands-on experience, they get that kind of an experience is very, very invaluable. They would not have had that experience before, right? And this is what as designers they will be doing in the future. Number three is now they understand the various techniques and terms and etc. etc. It will be very helpful to solve the NID or NIFT or USEED or SEED design question. They have all these exams have got design question. So this will set up a stage for them to quickly solve that design problem that is asked in the exam. And for the students who are creative problem solvers, this will give a life toolkit for them to solve any kind of a problem, especially the complex, wicked problems. And there will be a change of mindset for them. When you face a problem, when you see a problem, what is the first thing that comes to your mind? Oh my God, why me again? Right? But if you have this synergy of empathy, design thinking, and AI that you'll be learning here, your mindset would change. Every problem that you're encountering, you would see that as an opportunity, and you will be seeing possibilities of converting that problem into a billion-dollar opportunity. So that is very, very helpful for you guys. And it is designed not only for the students, but this year, even the UG, PG students, the freshers, employees, professionals, startup founders, educators, homemakers, and business owners can also participate because the process is same. It is very, very secret process used by designers, but we are trying to democratize it for the benefit of everyone. So they can actually make use of this process and increase or transform their tomorrow. That is basically what we are trying to do here. Over to you, Dion.
All right. So final question from Ishani. Do we choose our team member beforehand or will it be chosen? Ishani, we've answered this question a little while ago. It's ideal if you can choose your team member beforehand because you will know someone who you work well with. But if that's not a possibility for you, we will create a Discord group, and on that Discord group, you can express your interest to find a team member. And if you find someone who you share similar thought process with, then you could, collaborate with them. That's it for today. We've completed all the questions, and we hope that everyone is confident enough to go ahead and complete their registration process. Not only complete the registration process, but also tell your friends about it. All right. Tell your friends about it. Tell your family about it. Make sure everyone registers. So looking forward to the session with all of you all tomorrow. Thanks a lot.